Hello everyone, and welcome to the best race that I have ever raced in. In fact, it's probably the best race that I've even ever watched. It's amazing. I won't ruin it, but it's very good. And it's a full uncut video, as I'm sure you've already gathered from the title. So no editing here, it's going to be the entire 50% race. This is of course Apex Racing League race, and I'm Mark Williams, and we are at Spain in Barcelona. So as you saw there, already getting wheeled back into my garage because it's there 100% chance of rain in the race. So it's guaranteed to rain in the race. So everybody's going for option size. I accidentally went out too quickly on primes before I realised it was raining, so then let's just go out and come straight back in for a set of option tyres because they are usually about a second a lap quicker, so I'm going to be losing all that time in quali. So here we go then for the first quali lap. We'll see two of my quali laps, the two that were half decent at least. So the rest wide open now for the run to the first corner then, braking bang on the 100 metre board there more or less. Right, second gear, avoid these curbs. That's it, did it quite nicely there. Opening DRS now briefly between the corners and shutting it for the apex and opening on the exits early as I think I can. Just about managed to keep it all on the circuit. Into the first sector, I'm already 10th up on pole then. 10th up in pole position. It's a pretty decent lap from Christian there. I think he's done an 18.7, was it? 18.6? I think it's 18.6. So very good lap indeed. My best in practice on primes was a 1 minute 19.3. So in theory, a 18.3 is possible on options. But I haven't actually done any practice on options. So this is my first lap you're witnessing here on options on this circuit. Going to the end of the second sector now then. Most of my cars already used, DRS is wide open, and I'm still over a 10th up then, so we're getting a little bit more in the middle sector there. Still over a 10th up on Christian. So it's looking good so far for pole. Original pole that is, of course. We're only about half through the session. So 18.7, so yes, more or less right is what I said. So I'm hoping for, well, like I said, in theory a 0.3 is possible, but this is my first lap on option, so I'm not expecting that. It's getting a little bit worse from the exit there with DRS wide open then. Using curves for the run to the line. Time going to be, it's a 1 minute 18.523. That does give me provisional pole position, gain another 10th in the final sector. It's put me more or less 2.5 tenths up, but as you can see in the meantime, Owen's just gone quicker. He's done a 0.275, absolutely fantastic lap from him. So 3 tenths more or less, isn't it, quicker, 2.5 tenths quicker than me again. So I need to up my game here. I am still in second place, but I need to up my game even further if I want to stay in second. I should think people are improving and beating me, but we'll see about that. So breaking into the first corner, breaking even later than last time, just coming nice and close to the curbs there. That's where we want to be. We want to be as close to possible with them, but not quite touching them. As once again, shutting DRS, not going quite so high this time. Still okay. Let's see first sector. I'm up on me and up on Onage, so 700s up on Onage. Only 100 of my previous, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. DRS now then for these next corners. It's breaking very late there. Just about managed to hold it to the apex. Get a little bit oversteer on the exit. DRS is wide open then for this very tricky next corner. It's tricky not to cut or extend. Managed to not cut it. Do I manage to not extend it? Just about. Keep at least 2 wheels in the white lines. That's now through very fast right-hander. Very tricky there not to go fly out straight into the goal, but I managed it. So a little bit of curves left there, making sure I'm still on Rich. DRS is wide open. I'm still up. 200s up on Onage. So lost a little bit of time middle sector, but I'm still up. I'm on for pole position. 600s up on myself. So need a fantastic final sector here to be anywhere near pole. Because I know Onage did pretty much obviously gain all his time on the last sector. As we're coming around now. Coming into the final chicane then, braking very early, right down to first gear, clumping over the curbs. Full throttle then for the run around the final corner. DRS is wide open, use the rest of my curves then for the run to the line. Can I get pole position in Spain? It's a 1 minute 18.34 rate, not quite. Second place, 700ths off Onage there. Williams 1-2 though. In qualifying, not bad at all. You can see the field is a lot more spread out there than it normally is. So in the end, I would have got third place that is rather, because Christian did improve, but luckily I managed to improve and get up to second place. I'm happy with that. Front row start, and as you can see there, it's already raining. Already raining here in Spain. Not sure how wet the track is, but certainly raining, so I should think it'd be at least an into start. Expected 10th, that's a bit low, isn't it? But yeah, intermediates there, as we now run through a setup. So 1-1 wings, 47.53 high large brakes, 11.11 balance, 11.11 suspension, full gear ratios, and of course the standard full left camber and full right toe. So, as we saw there, intermediate tyres it is, and it thinks I should stop at half through the race, lap 16. And at the moment I'm on cautious fuel, and I think I changed that to normal. Yes, I do indeed. So, normal fuel is what I'm going for. Rethinking the fuel, but deciding to stick with it. As we now go onto the grid, there we go. Williams 1-2, everyone's gone for intermediate tyres. Pretty much trust what the game says in these conditions. There's no way to do a practice lap or anything. Even drive to the grid like real F1 drivers do, but look at that. Yeah, well, for starters, my steering wheel's glitched a bit. You can probably see it's got a bit of static over it, but look, the track looks almost dry. If I just saw that, I probably would have gone for dry tyres. That looks virtually dry. That's amazing, but it is raining, so hopefully we'll be a little bit damper than it looks. But here we go, lights already on there. 5 lights in the right straight away then, so going to Rich. Get a pretty good start. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Thought I was going to beat the hell out of Ownage there, but he got a bit of lag. But it's still looking pretty good at the moment. So, but no, the other cars behind me are gaining a lot. So you're going to use all of my curves then, stick to Rich. Think about going the inside of Ownage, but don't really want to be doing that. But can't quite get it all slowed down. Managed to keep it nice and tight. Don't want to take my teammate out. Christian's just flown around the outside there. Look at that. That would have been first place for me, but Christian's just absolutely flown around the outside there. Great confidence from him as the track does look a bit more wet now. Only just about me inside there. Halfway up me inside, all the way up me inside. So if he outbreaks me here, but no, I managed to outbreak him. Just about, yes, just about managed to hold it. So I'm ahead of him now. Or still ahead of him rather, managed to maintain the position. Only 600s behind Christian, so very close indeed. It's very close. Of course, this is all of our first laps. So we've got no idea how much grip we've got. We're all taking it fairly cautiously on this first lap. Also, obviously trying to gain on the cars around us. Christian's run wide there. Ooh, very close to the gravel. Managed to avoid it there. That's allowed me to get right up close behind him. Look at this. Right up close. As in the slipstream now nicely. Still on rich fuel then. Got plus 5 laps of fuel, so plenty of that. 32 laps to go as I'm going to go for the inside. Outbraking massively. Can I get it all slowed down? Right up to first gear. Just about. I think he must have hit me then as well. But just about managed to get it all slowed down for the apex. All clean and fair between us. I think he might turn in on me. But that's okay. Didn't cost me any time, so I'm not bothered about that. So that's put me into the lead of the race then. Nice overtake from me there. I had to have massive confidence on the brakes there. Of course, nobody really knew where to start braking there. Christian was a little bit more cautious than me, and I did brake a little bit later than I would like, but just about managed to slow down for the apex so he couldn't undercut me. As he's now only 300 behind me. Look at that, he's gaining massively on. He must have had some curves, or must have used curves to start across the line. And so I'm going to go to the inside now to defend it. Go back to the middle of the track, and looks like I got the job done, but I braked myself slightly, pushed me a bit wider than I liked. Caddy coming the outside of me, be on the inside for the next corner. No, not quite. Managed to keep him at bay for the moment. As we come on the third corner now then. He falls back a bit in my dirty air. As the tyres are still there, very dark green. That means they're a bit warm, a bit too warm. That's because the track isn't fully wet yet. It's still raining though, so it should get wetter and wetter hopefully. That's still only 300s back to Christian then. Still on Richfield trying to pull out that gap. So he's in third, sticking nice and close. A little bit of a gap back to fourth place. Oh, someone disconnects there. Boring wave. Oh, yeah, I saw him actually. He's a little dib and made him up disappear there. That's don't want to ruin the rest of the race for you, but really is fantastic. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, straight after the race I was on there saying what a race it was. Really is a fantastic race. I try not to bang about it too much, but a little bit of a lull now, but we're still fighting. He's only half a second behind me, so still fighting with him really. Might be in the lead, but not by a lot. I still don't fully know where the grip is. Still trying to feel my way around. Of course, I know a little bit. I've done one lap, but only one lap in these conditions. So it's not a lot. So we come around the final chicane now then. You can see, just really taking it easy. Very gingerly indeed. It's got a bit of curves now. Don't quite use it around the final corner. A little bit scared of that, but Christian's a little bit further back now. Of course, we won't get DRS. So I do a fastest lap. Wonder if anyone's going to beat that. 8 tenths to, or more or less 9 tenths to Christian. So let's look at the mini map. Look, there's quite a big gap between third and fourth, and fourth to fifth. So the guy in fourth is a bit on his own at the moment. So yeah, I do indeed do a fastest lap as Christian gains a bit more on me. Once again, I'll break myself ever so slightly to the first corner, and he gains on me. It's like 3 of 33 then. It's all threes at the moment. So 2 tenths already up. So just gaining confidence all the while. 2 tenths up my fastest lap so far. 6 tenths back to Christian, so he's gone even faster in the first sector. So I'm now on standard fuel though. I think I can hold him at bay without using too much fuel. Ownage is very close indeed behind him there. Looks like he might be going for an overtake soon if he can stick nice and close. That's run a bit out wide there, but managed to avoid the gravel. The gravel in this game is really quite nasty. Really does slow you down, like in real life though. It's not unrealistic, but you do not want to be getting anywhere near the gravel really. So I'm 4 tenths up now, almost half a second up my previous lap, and that was the fastest lap of the race. So whether it's we're getting more and more grip, or whether it's I'm gaining confidence. Oh, as I accidentally shift down to first gear then, that locks the rear wheels and pushes me wide. So I've just lost that little gap I was getting out there. Luckily, DRS won't be available this lap, otherwise he would have it and possibly be able to overtake me. But we found in practice that overtaking wasn't the easiest on the track. Of course, that was in the dry weather, but even with DRS, it's not as straightforward as it was in Bahrain last race. So I'm still doing fastest lap, but I should think Christian's probably going to beat that this lap, since I made that mistake. So I'm back in fourth place there. My teammate's fallen back a little bit from Christian, but looks like, yes indeed, he does do a fast lap, only about 10 over that, half a tenth up. on me, and of course I made that mistake, so I think I'm probably still the fastest guy on the circuit, actually, to make sure I don't make mistakes like that. It's going to cost me big time. I need to try and pull out the gap, push hard, but also not make mistakes. Very tricky. 3.5 tenths up on my previous lap. Wow. Okay, that's a big improvement. But actually not purple, so Christian must have gone faster than that. That's my fantastic first sector from him, but haven't pulled out that much, so it's just the track is just getting more and more grip. Let's go through these fast left, right now, fast chicane. So while I've got a bit of a lull, I will ask you to please spread the word about this video, share it once you finish watching it. If you agree with me and think it is really a fantastic race, please do spread the word, share it around. I want everyone to see such an awesome race. Not just about Apex Racing League, not just about league races really, not even about this game. It's just pure entertainment all the way through this race. As I said, slight lull now, but not a lot. I'm still, obviously it's wet weather driving, pushing hard, taking it easy and pushing hard at the same time. Try and pull a gap out to the guy behind as I go to Rich now then. Use the rest of my curves for the into the line. I've pulled out a bit of a gap. Should be fast up the race. It's at 1 minute 29.675. Yes indeed, 6 tenths up my previous. Wow. 1.4 seconds to Christian now then, so pulling out quite a gap. Going back to standard then. As we'll run a little bit wide once again there. Confirmation now, I do get the fastest lap. So like 5:33 then. So these laps are a little bit slower. If you also hang around at the end of the video, I do show the race analysis, race statistics that we always create after every race. Fascinating race history chart. Oh, as I get a bit of lag there. You saw that? That wasn't YouTube or the processing of the video. That was actual game lag that I got when I was recording this video. Unfortunately, that happens from time to time. That's how Christian's a lot closer. It happens more if I don't put my Steam offline. But I have taken offline, I believe, for this race, so it shouldn't happen too much, but it does still happen occasionally. Not sure why. It only tends to happen when I record. Oh, I nearly got out of my gravel there. It does also happen when I'm not recording, but obviously that's not good. That's cost me, there we go, about a second to Christian, so it's a lot of time. As he's now 4 tenths behind me, so that spiced this race right up again, isn't it? Again, lucky he's not got DRS, but I'm saving a lot of my curves now for the final, for the final corner, for the straight, as he should be very close. It's a little bit unfortunate there as I start to pull out the gap, and I've lost it through no fault of my own really. But there we go. As I go to Rich now then, and try and use all my curves. I'm just about going to better manage it. Yes, I do. He's had a fantastic final sector, half a second up on Christian in that final sector alone. And then he made a mistake, but 9 tenths, he's not going to be close enough to pass me luckily. So it starts all over again then, build the gap again. So that was no fault of my own, but I need to continue what I've been doing over the last couple of laps, build the gap out nicely. As we come to the end of the first sector now, looks like only just very close indeed to Christian. I think he must have run out wide there. Does he get past? Come on, look behind. Yes, he does. Only just passed. Only just managed to get past Christian, so a small mistake there by running out wide Christian made. That's allowed Onage through. So, hoping I'm quicker than Onage as well. Hopefully he's not going to suddenly start gaining on me. As my engineer tells me that we're expecting, I think he said expecting light rain in 5 minutes, which means it's stopped raining now. So yes, indeed. Can't see any drops. There's a few around, but nothing to talk about really. So it's stopped raining and the track will be drying out as we speak. And we're running a little bit wide there. That's not great, but I've mentioned before, the way to tell how dry the track is the spray coming off the tyres. So have a look at the tyres there. No spray really. That means it's ready for dries. Unfortunately, and there's a bit of spray now, so this part of the track isn't ready just yet. And unfortunately, I didn't take my own advice during the race. I completely forgot about the whole spray thing, so I'm not actually using that in the cockpit. Behind the wheel, behind my computer, if you want to get technical. But yes, I'm not actually using that. Unfortunately, I did forget. I'm just doing it purely on feel, which yeah, I won't say too much more. But see there, a little bit of spray still coming off the wheels, but it's probably still all right for intermediates in this sector at least. But looks like the spray stopped now. It's hard to tell, but yes, I think the spray stopped. So this part's ready for dry tyres. A little bit more spray, but fundamentally not a lot of spray at all. So this track looks pretty much ready for dries. And it does look dry here, doesn't it? Look at that, looks pretty dry. Oh, looks a bit patchier now. So it's very much drying out this track. the moment, I don't think anyone's pitted for dry tyres. Well, there is someone in the pits now, though, so he's a little bit too far back. Already half a lap back. Probably not going to be able to make a difference, but we'll see. As this part of the circuit, again, not much spray. I think we're ready for dry tyres. And the first sector, 3/10 down, so yes, going slower and slower as these tyres, the intermediate and wet tyres, when it's a dry track, there's no rain, they do overheat. They just get too hot because there's not enough rain to cool them down, not enough water to cool them down. So they overheat themselves. Unfortunately, I'm not showing the temperature on the right hand side there, but they will be overheating, so that's how you go slower and slower. And do I pit this lap? I don't. No, I do not pit. Does Onage or Christian behind me pit? Got a bit of oversteer there, and Onage has pitted. Yes, Christian hasn't, Onage has. There's a bit of oversteer out that final corner there. So I was actually looking behind me and I had to correct it whilst looking behind me, and of course then looked in front of me as soon as I was correcting it, but there we go. So, but anyway, Onage just pitted. So he's decided it's time for dry tyres. And once again, no spray, so it's time to pit. It's time to pit, Alex. Get in the pits, get some tyres on, get some dry tyres on. As I'm 6/10 down first sector, so absolutely time to pit. But of course, my engineer has told me it was going to rain in 5 minutes, so it should start raining any second now, I reckon. So, but I think it's dry enough to warrant dry tyres for a few laps, to be honest, but we'll see. So Christian's now 3 seconds behind me, so he's not enjoying these conditions. There we go, right inside there. Temperature, so front left, it really is overheating, look at that. Quite a dark yellow. Blue is cold, green is bang on, and sort of fades to yellowy orange when it gets too hot. And you see the rears aren't too bad. Front right's okay, but the front left is really overheating. So that really is ultimate proof that it is definitely drying out. The only way that intermediates or wet tyres can overheat is if it's dry, or perhaps if you're doing burnouts, perhaps. But under normal racing conditions, 4 seconds, Christian now then. 4 seconds, so he's really not enjoying these conditions. So I'm actually pulling out a gap to him. As it is raining now, though. Look, it's raining in the final sector. No spray yet, but certainly raining. Look at that. You can see the drops. That means I do not pit. I do not pit this lap. It was definitely time for dry tyres, but it started to rain again. So I'm going to try. Since I know I will have already lost out, as my phone rings there, fantastic, as I try to not cut the losses to Onage rather, because I know that I will have already lost out if I was to pit now for dry tyres. He will definitely gain on me, unfortunately. So I'm going to try and cut my losses by staying out until it rains. Then you can see the tyres are quite worn already though, so hopefully staying out long enough till it's ready again. Then I'll pit for intermediate tyres, a new set of intermediate tyres, so hopefully I can hold out for long enough. But yeah, it's definitely raining. Look, raining all over the circuit now, but still not ready. It's still ready for dry tyres. As indeed, look how slow I'm having to go. And if Onage just got his full grip, he'll be a lot faster than me. A lot faster than me. In this lap now then. Who's that car behind me? Look at that. Look at the mini map. Is it Christian? I can't have already gained that much on me having pitted last lap. So I don't think I mentioned that. He did pit last lap. My chicane is a fast lap 27.0. That's only about 2 seconds quicker than my best, so I know I'm a bit slower than that now, but even so it's not masses quicker. As Christian isn't sitting with a lapped car behind me. Oh, as I cut over the curb badly there. It's actually Onage. So Onage behind me, so that's going to force me into the pits. Onage was behind me there. I'm not sure what happened with the gaps, but Onage was behind me, so he pitted for dry tyres 2 laps ago and already managed to catch up to me and was about to overtake me. So I was considering continuing staying out, but since Onage was about to overtake me, that was really who I was only staying out for. So I will pit now for a brand new set, I believe, of the option tyres. It's only just 23.7, so yes, good job I pitted. He's about 10 seconds a lap quicker than me there on that last lap. And unfortunately, look at that. There's one car. It's a Toro Rosso. Is that Christian? And there's a Force India, I think that's Victor, and Zermacher just behind me there, so I managed to stay ahead of Zermacher. So actually I haven't actually lost too much to Christian, maybe 5-6 seconds, so not too much at all. Of course, look at that, look at Onage on the mini-map, absolutely miles ahead, and I can tell you with the benefit of hindsight he's about 18 seconds ahead of me or so at the moment. 18 seconds in 2 laps, that's 9 seconds per lap he's gaining on me, so absolutely wrong choice by me to not pit there. There we go, not going to complain now. Just going to push, try and catch this guy ahead of me first, and then concentrate on Onage after that. See what we can do about him. So we're already on lap 10 as Ooh, Christian, for some reason, let Victor through there. Not sure if that was intentional, we made a mistake, but as my India tells me that Christian is on prime tyres. So, oh, Victor's run out wide, so they're all struggling with grip. I seem to be okay. Of course, I've been had to, well, I've been pretty much chucked in the deep end, haven't I? It's Christian was out wide there. Chucked in the deep end with these tyres. I had no idea really how much grip they were going to give. No idea how wet the track really was. And of course, I had Zermatt really close behind me, so I had to really push from the get-go. Try and maintain a half-decent amount of pace, but I've not been at full pace. Hence why Zermatt is so close to me, but I'm now really close to Christian, so we will get DRS now. We're on dry tyres, so fingers crossed. Yes, I do get DRS, so I suspect Christian's going to get it as well, so I'm not really overtaking, but I need that to defend against Zermatt behind me. That's 4.5 seconds. That's of course because I pitted last lap, but that's not that much. Let's look at this. Nice and close to Christian. I've got a feeling he's got not much grip with these Prime tyres. Oh, get right out on the grass there, get some oversteer. That's Zermatt cruising me, using a bit of curves to make sure I can defend against him. It's okay, but I might have had a look at Christian this next corner if that didn't happen. Of course, since my penalty last race, if you watched the last video, I got a penalty for hitting Christian, being too aggressive on overtaking, so I will be taking it easier this race. Don't want to be getting any more silly penalties. There's a little bit of oversteer on the AstroTurf there, I think it is. It's very close indeed now. I think I've definitely got the pace, or at least the guys ahead. Zermatt seems to be able to stick with me behind, but certainly Christian I've got the pace on, and Victor's not really pulling away, is he? So I think I've probably got the pace. So I'm very close indeed behind Christian. Now going to Rich then. I'm going to use a lot of my curves, I should imagine. Yeah, using pretty much all of it. Going to outbrake him on the outside now, leaving plenty of room still on the inside. And he's also left me room. So I'm going to leave him still there, so I'm going to leave room on this corner, and I think I've got the move done. Ooh, get a bit of oversteer there. Snaps the other way, but I've managed to recover it. That's Christian. Runs right out wide there, but unfortunately he's been overtaken by both. Could have do with him held a bit by Zermatt there, but that didn't happen. But that's okay. Concentrate on Victor now. Needs to get DRS to defend against Zermatt behind me. There's the line there. Did I do it? It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Coming across. There we go. Yes, I did. Just about. I needed that. Zermatt getting the Sauber behind. The Sauber is very fast in a straight line without DRS. So with DRS, he would have almost certainly overtaken me. So I do a fast lap of the race there, not surprisingly. Well, not the race, my fastest lap. So this is my first lap on dry tyres. The rain has now stopped. Well, it hasn't. Just to say that a few more drops come down, but looks like mostly it's stopped. So at the moment we are on dry tyres. There's a half a second of my previous purple fastest of anyone then, so only half a second down on Victor, so hoping to overtake him on this lap if I can. If not next lap, need to get nice and close to hopefully get him with DRS. So again, I think I've got the pace like that, pulled out a bit from Zermatt, so I think I probably have got the pace on these guys. Might be because I pitted one up later perhaps, got less worn tyres, but I don't think so. I think I just got the pace, to be honest. I see this slipstream now then, gaining on him all the while. Got half my curves left ready for the start-finish straight. So I broke very late indeed, but managed to not hit him. It's 3 tenths to be across the line there, 1.2 off my previous purple fastest of anyone once again, so it's looking like a fastest lap of the race, if I can manage it. Still very close to Victor, so should get DRS. He's not making any mistakes in this game. Look how close I am. Look, right up behind him. Couldn't be closer if I asked. That's oh, a bit of oversteer though. Bit of oversteer, slightly overcorrected as well. Pushed me right wide. Look how close Zermatt is behind me as I accidentally don't go to Rich as well. At the time I thought I was on Rich. So that leads me to now use a bit of curves to make sure I'm ahead of Zermatt just about managed, but now I go to the standard. But I thought I was on Rich, but unfortunately I wasn't. I didn't press up. So I now go for who's it, Victor, and I've got the move done. So nice and clean, we've got the inside there. It was only just, I was only at my front wheel alongside his rear wheel, so I wasn't really gunning for an overtake there, but he left me enough room to just pretty much let me through. So now 17.5 seconds, there we go, that's the gap to ownage. 17.5 seconds, so that's a big gap, absolutely huge. But that's okay, we've still got 20 laps to go. I'm going to try and close him down, going to do my best. So pushing very hard now then. Got Zermatt behind me, of course. He's defending against him. He's come through the pack with me. So he seems to have pretty much the same pace as me. Let's go around the fast right-hander now then. Using a bit of my curves. So using Rich now to try and get him out of my DRS in if I can. Only 4 tenths, so I doubt I can do it, but I can use Rich in the final sector, which isn't a normal thing to do. Doesn't really benefit you too much in the final sector, but I'm going to go for it anyway. In an attempt, as I said, to avoid his DRS if I can, but no, he's still pretty close. Pushing very hard then, coming into this final chicane. Ooh, I missed the apex slightly there. Need to clunk over the curbs, but didn't quite manage that. He's a little bit far back. Look at that. I think he might have made a mistake in the chicane. I think that's allowed me to get out of his DRS zone. So the fastest lap of the race there, 22.0, 4 tenths of my previous. But of course that was with an overtake, yes, with DRS, but also with an overtake. So hopefully I can do better than that. 17.3 to ownage now, so I've definitely closed him down. So it looks like I've got the pace on Ownage, so I'm going to have to push hard, try and catch him, as I said. Got plenty of time, 20 laps. I reckon I need about half a second a lap on him to be able to catch him by the end. So already a 17.0, look at that, so already gaining in first sector. So Ownage seems to be struggling with pace a little bit. Perhaps he's just not quite as fast on the dries. Perhaps he's worn them out a little bit, not sure, but not complaining. Certainly gaining on him. We'll see as we come towards the end of this lap. And Schumacher, he's fallen back a little bit from me, but not a great deal. I think he's outside the 1 second zone though, the golden 1 second DRS zone. So I'm a tenth and a half up on my last best, which was the fastest up the race. It's purple, and apparently 20 minutes behind Ownage, so that's not quite right, is it? So we'll have to wait for a proper gap at the end of this lap. So Schumacher, unless I make a mistake, is not going to get DRS this lap. To nail this final chicane, which looks like I have done indeed. So that was a standard lap as well, so of course I don't want to go to Rich too much. I'm now going Rich down the straight just in case he's got DRS. Don't want him gaining on me too much. As I do another fastest lap of the race, 21.9, 10th and a bit up on last lap. 16.7, so that was half a second then, so exactly what I needed. Half a second per lap is what I need on Ownage, more or less, to be able to catch him by the end, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm still does fastest lap, 300ths up on me, so not a lot, I'm not too worried about that. He's certainly got the pace, he'll probably stay with me if I can catch Ownage. But pushing very hard now. 800ths up on my previous, not purple though, so Schumacher must have had a stellar first sector. 16.5 seconds already to Ownage then. So he seems to have quite a slow first sector. Of course he has got the same car as me, hence he being my teammate. So coming through the middle section now then. And it's very tricky, high speed chicane. Managed to get through it safely. Another fast right-hander. So coming to the end of the second sector, we should get a sector time. Hopefully I'm up. Let's have a look. I am a 10th up then, still not purple though. But a 10th up my previous, so it's looking pretty good. 16.3 to Ownage now. So it was it 16.7 last lap, so if I can get down to 16.2, that's another half a second in this lap. So we're certainly gaining leaps and bounds on him. Usually in this league, it's so close that you do an amazing lap and you only gain sort of 2/10 maybe on the car in front, but for some reason we're gaining half a second a lap on Ownage, it's a lot of time. Coming to the end of the lap now then, do I do a fastest lap of the race for a start? I do indeed. 1 minute 21.779, so almost 2/10 up. So I beat Schumacher's lap. And 16.2, yes, indeed, another half a second to Ownage, so bang on what I need to be doing is what I'm doing. So of course I need to make the right strategy call when we come to pit in a little while, but I'm going to hope to go to another set of options. I believe the options will last somewhere around 10 laps. Not too sure really, since I didn't do much strategy practice, didn't really need to, because it was just going to be a simple prime option race, one stopper if it was dry. Already 16.0 now to Ownage, with 2/10 first sector. And so Max falling back a little bit from me, 1.3 seconds, so I need to continue to push hard if I can. Try and catch Ownage rather. Pull the gap down, hopefully. If he sees these gaps falling, he might push a bit and perhaps make a mistake. If he runs out into this gravel out here, for example, if he runs right out there, he'll lose probably 5 or 10 seconds. This corner is quite difficult to make a mistake on, really. A major mistake it is anyway. 61, nice put out a bit in this corner. You can mess up that corner there and slide right onto that gravel. That'll lose you probably 10 seconds. Or a lot of time anyway, depending on how badly it happens. So that's what I need really. I mean, I'm doing it in terms of pace now, but I could do with a mistake from him. That would help me a lot. As we come on the final corner now, then going to Rich once again. Do I do another fastest lap? No. 2/10 down, but that's okay. 15.8, so still absolutely gaining on Ownage. Not quite half a second, I think. About 4/10 towards that lap, am I thinking, more or less. So still getting this gap down, still pushing hard, still gaining on Ownage. You can see visually that I'm pushing hard, can't you? Really wringing everything out of this Williams. Really pushing hard. End of the first sector then. Am I up? Yep, up my previous, but not purple, not fastest of anyone. That's okay. So already 15.4 to Ownage then. So another, what was that? About 4/10, wasn't it? First sector, wow. That's a lot. So it's going to be under 15 seconds soon, as we know it's about 18 seconds. More or less, I think, when I came out of the pits.
It looks like we might be getting light rain
So,
in 10 minutes.
as my engineer tells me, light rain in 10 minutes. So, not heavy rain. Oh, was it me going on the gravel? They have to come off the throttle, but light rain, 10 minutes. So, what will that be about? Well, probably about 7 laps or so.
1 second lead over the car behind. Be aware.
7 or 8 laps, I should imagine. So, before the end of this race, we will get rain according to the engineer. Interesting. So that could help me. I need to nail the strategy call though with that. Not like I did in this first stop. I need to absolutely nail it. Hope Onage doesn't. That could give me, say, 5 seconds in a single lap if he makes a bit of a mistake like I did. So fingers crossed. That can help me. 15.0 now then. So I'll do another 22.0. So that's another, that must have been 8 tenths on that lap. Wow. It's absolutely loads of time. I'm getting on him here. Down to 15 seconds. So it's looking good. Gaining what I need to. Still got 15 laps left to go this race. I've got 15 seconds. So, oh, as I run right out wide there though. Right out wide, that's cost me a lot of time. As I think about my mistake, my maths as well. Of course, that's a second lap I need on him now, isn't it? I'm not sure where I got half a second from, but it was a lot anyway. But still, a second lap is what I need from now to be able to close on him. But that's okay. That's not going to make me give up, as I said. Just going to try and push him into a mistake. But of course, need to avoid my own mistakes like I did just a second ago there. So we did see, I think it's the second it cost me, wasn't it? But about to see at the end of the sector how much it's really cost me. As hopefully Zermacker's not in my DRS zone, but yes, 1.2 seconds it cost me. It's back out to 15.9, so we only just gained another second on me then. Down to my mistake, so I need to not do that again. Otherwise, best I can get a second place. But I just need to push now to try and keep Zermacker out of my DRS zone. Because I've only got +2 of fuel as well, so running a little bit low on fuel. As you can see, the clouds are coming in, they're getting darker and darker. That's one now lap on. As we're now on lap 18 of 33, about to be 19 using my DRS, curves rather. So hopefully Zermacker doesn't get DRS. I don't think he did. If he did, he's too far back to do anything about it anyway. But now need to get back to pushing and not making mistakes. That corner I made a mistake on, this corner coming up, corner 3. It's very tricky because if you run out wide with his new, well not really new anymore, but with the this game, when you run all 4 wheels across the line, it does make you come off the throttle and actually make you brake a little bit. And when that corner, because you're doing such high speeds, off the track isn't as grippy, so you lose grip as well. So it's braking for you, which means you don't turn as much. And you lose grip as well, so it's very tricky to get back on the circuit. As you saw there, it's not a case of just quickly swerving back onto the circuit. Really, it does cost you a lot of time, so I need to not do that again. Big mistake really from me there. It's only minor, but it cost me a lot of time, so overall it's a big mistake because Mikey's actually managed to destroy his vehicle. You can tell you in hindsight, look at the minimap there, there's a white car on the pit entry. I missed it, it's quite quick, but so he actually, I'm not sure what exactly happened, but somehow he managed to hit the pit wall and destroy his car completely. So quite a big mistake from him there. It's a little bit different, but there we go. So the clouds are starting to come in now then. So we have a look now on the right hand side, so make sure his car's cleared. It is indeed, so I think he hit that wall there. He just made a mistake, got some over and just flew into the wall. So across the line now. 1.1 up, so expect that back down to 15.3 then, so still pulling out the gaps. So 1.2 back to Zermacker now, so we've still pulled out that gap enough. As we come on the first corner now then. Safety car! Safety car has been deployed. Safety car, okay, that's going to help me. Of course, the great big 15-second gap to Onage is now going to be nothing. That's going to allow me to pull right up, so that's just spice this race up. Oh, look at that. Couldn't have asked for it better, could you? You couldn't write this. You really couldn't. So usually you'd go to lean now and cruise in because of course you can't really gain much, but I'm actually going to go to rich because I want to pull out a gap to the guy behind just to make sure he can't jump in the pits, because I'm going to pit at the end of this lap. These tyres, unfortunately one temperature there, but these tyres are pretty worn now, so I don't want to be staying out on these. You can see they're reselecting option tyres, so I want to stay on options. Let's look at that big black dot on the menu up there, that's the safety car. He will let everyone through until he picks up Onage, who I'm not sure where he is actually, but only 14.7 now and 2 seconds to Zermacker. So, as I said, I think they've done the opposite to me. They've gone to lean, but I haven't. I've gone to rich to try and pull the gaps out a little bit. As I come into the pits now then. So I can tell you, Onage does not pit. So the guy coming in the first corner there on the mini-map is Onage. He's about to come out in safety car. I'm not sure the guy currently in the pits is. It's McLaren, but Onage does not pit. So he has stayed out on his worn option tyres. He's not decided to take what would have effectively been a free pit stop. So that's a strategy mistake from him there. Like I did. We all make them. As I've managed to come out now, no cars have gone past me, so I will be... Actually, the McLaren might a little bit get in the way, but I will be in second place then. Once I catch up with that safety car. You can see it's crawling around there. It really does feels so slow compared to a Formula 1 car. Of course, we're coming around this corner at 140 miles an hour, which is, well, usually I think it's about 150, which is, most road cars can't even do that in a straight line, let alone around a height, you know, around a, quite actually a sharp corner. Look on the mini-map. It's not no corner, it's almost a big hairpin, isn't it? It's, yeah, F1 cars really do produce some grip, some downforce. As it's 25 seconds at the moment to ownage, but of course that's going to be 0 by the time we catch up to the safety car. As it is now raining, it's just started to rain, the clouds are dark. Look at that, you can see a few drips. It's raining, so I mean, I think I made the right choice as we now catch up to the back, and indeed the McLaren is a little bit in the way, but that's okay. So it is a little bit raining, but I've made the right choice going to options for now. I would be overheating and wearing out my inters if I was out on them now. To be honest, just by doing this swerving, I'm wearing out my inters, and my options rather. But I do need to try and warm them up some. If they're stone cold when we come to the restart, I'll be in trouble. As I go to lean now and do some fuel save by shifting heavily up through the gears. So of course I'm trying to compensate for that lap I did on Rich to make sure I stayed out ahead of the guys behind. That's now Barcelona. Does come into the pits. Very late call there. Dive straight across the red. That's technically against the rules, but we'll let him off since the safety car period doesn't really matter. As he comes into the pits, that leaves us a nice to me and ownage. So no cars in between us, as we now, I did say no editing, but I did edit that bit. I believe it was just 1 lap, might have even been 2 laps actually, but very boring. I think it must have been 2 laps. It was 2 minutes behind the safety car I edited out there, so we don't want to be watching that. But now the safety car is in this lap, and you can see the track is a little bit wetter. It's raining, so I back off a little bit now to put my foot down a bit. You see the safety car there. We'll put into the pits here in this lap. So look at those tyre temperatures, they're very low indeed. I didn't want to do too much swerving so as to not wear the tyres out, but only just still on his very one option tyres, so I'm going to try and go for it on the restart. So I'm going to try and stick as close to him as I can. It doesn't allow you to be that close on the restart on this game, unfortunately. As Ownage pits. Ownage comes to the pits right behind the safety car. That's going to be a slow pit, but he does pit this lap, so interesting there. Of course, his tyres were so warm, and I can tell you with benefit of hindsight, he does go for a set of the intermediate tyres, so the track isn't quite ready. As you can see, no spray off the tyres, but it is raining actually reasonably heavily. Not too heavily, but considering that we're on dry tyres, it's quite heavy. That's now my tyres are starting to warm quite quickly, and he stared at Zermatt. I do a little bit swerving there, but I decided against it too much, don't want to lose too much time. That's 28 seconds I gained on the previous lap. Look at that first sector alone. 28 seconds faster than when we're behind the safety cars. Zermatt is now very close behind me. Oh, as I've locked my wheels, they run right wide. That line and pass probably. Yes, it'll be passed. I'm not going to fight that too hard on the outside. It's not going to go well. As he's ahead now, but that's okay. Oh, as I locked my wheels, I nearly hit him. Just avoided though. That's sort of good. He can play. Yeah, I guess play as my dummy racer. He can test whether, so if he suddenly goes wide now, I'll brake a bit earlier than him and be a bit more cautious. 54 seconds, so now you can see why I cut out the last lap. Fantastically slow behind the safety car, so we're going to be a lot faster. I mean, that's going to be what, a minute and a half slower per lap. Perhaps not so much as that. Minute 10, 20, minute 10 probably. I'm sticking nice and close to Zermatt now though. You can see it's raining heavier. No spray off the tyres just yet. Those are still not quite ready for intermediates. So I use the rest of my curves now, very close, and I don't get DRS of course. DRS won't get DRS until in 2 laps after the safety car period. 1 minute 4 I gained on the previous lap. So I'm just 3 tenths behind him now. Not close enough to overtake, but that's okay. I don't really want to at the moment. I just want to stay close. I'm happy with just sticking close. 24:33, still plenty of time left. As we come on the 3rd corner now. And we are losing grip. It is getting slippier and slippier. We're certainly not up to our original option speed. Which of course at the fastest lap of the race is 21.7. We're about to see at the end of this lap what the pace we're doing relative to that is. So I'm very close behind him now though. He's certainly not been able to pull away from me, which is good. Of course I know more or less where the grip is now, having done just 1 lap on it. That's given me a good idea of where it is. The grip I mean. So very close behind him in the slipstream, but this corner, and when it's dirty air, we'll be losing downforce and grip. And now I'm gaining it once again, gaining speed. 3 tenths up my previous, but that doesn't really mean much. Of course we're taking it easy on the last lap, so I'm very close behind, but Victor's very close behind me as well, 4 tenths, so look at this. I think I think it's Christian just behind him, so 4 guys in the space of what, 2, maybe 3 seconds, all fighting for the lead in this race thanks to the safety car period, so really spice things up. Only just a little bit further back, but that could play into his hand yet, we'll see. As I come around the final corner now, about to see the lap, so already on the lap that I did. So I do get DRS now. So 24.0, so that's, what, 2.3 seconds a lap slower than when we were fully dry earlier. As I get DRS, and Zermacher runs out right wide. Can I go with the outside of him? But no, not quite. He's managed to hold his position. I'm going to try and think about going to the inside of him. Oh, as I get some lag there. As I mentioned earlier, I do get lag occasionally. Since we're in online mode, that I effectively stop on track. Luckily, I do ghost while I do that, so they don't hit me. But that's cost me 2 positions, unfortunately. So I'm now 2 places. Christian has to go up the inside of Victor though, and now I'm going to try and go up the inside of both of them. Don't quite manage to manage on Victor, but I'm still up the inside of Christian. Use some curves now to get alongside him, so I'm on the inside of this next corner. And need to get also down. Need to run out a little bit wide there. And yes, it looks like I'll move down, but oh no, got a bit of wheel spin and lots of oversteer on the exit there. Absolutely loads of oversteer, as I think Christian thought he hit me there and let me back through. Not too sure, but he didn't hit me. That was just me being a bit keen with the throttle, as Victor now is still ahead of me. It's okay though, we're not too far behind the leaders at the moment, or the leader, Zermacher. So no big deal, but I'm very close indeed behind Victor, so I will get DRS this lap, but is it time to pit? There is some spray coming off the tyres. We're certainly losing grip, but at the moment, it's not too bad. We're not slow, I wouldn't say at the moment. But I think Inters probably could do, but we're not slow, so I don't want to be slower, as Victor now comes into the pits, and so does Christian behind me, and Zermacher ahead, so I'm now in the lead, but was that the wrong call again? I do get DRS because I was so close behind him as we came into the pits. But 5.8 down, and that was on my previous as well, so that could well be the wrong call. Depends on this first corner really, but no, look at that. No grip, absolutely no grip when I arrived at the corner, so I think I might be in trouble here. The tyres, see there, I checked the temperature, they are starting to cool down. Reverse happens, as I mentioned earlier, the tyres get colder and colder, as opposed to Inters, which get hotter and hotter when they're in the wrong conditions. These options get colder and colder, as unfortunately Ypsilon disconnects there. I was actually a little bit up in the first sector, so of course I had that lag, at that 1 second lag, didn't I? So as someone's very wide there, and a Mercedes included is, as I come very close to him, I would have liked to have used all that track there, but couldn't quite do it. I was hoping he was going to not just come straight back on the circuit like that, but he's trying to run his own race, so fair enough. That's now 15 seconds more or less to Zermacher, so let's see if he can improve that by much, but I must admit at this time I wasn't feeling like it was a massive mistake. I mean, it's not like I'm really struggling for grip, is it? It's not too bad. It's not great, but I can't imagine that the Inters will give me too much more grip than this. Let's find out. So it was 15 seconds more or less at the end of sector 1, and now at the end of sector 2, Zermacher is 30.1, so 2 seconds in one sector. So absolutely time to pit for Inters now. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Look how slow I can't even cut these corners just because I've got no grip. I think I made it around them without cutting the corners, to be honest. As my DRS actually fails there, look, in the bottom right, white X over it, but that's okay. We won't get DRS on wet tyres anyway, so good timing. If it's going to fail, good timing to fail. But that is going to allow them pass, but hopefully not by much. They're already coming around the pit straight now then. As I selected intermediate tyres, I considered the full wets, but it's just not raining heavily enough for that. As Zermacher's passed, second car's passed, and the third car's passed. Who's the third car? I think that's a Toro Rosso, I think that was Christian. So look at that. I've lost pace, only 5 laps left to go. I mean, it's 5 laps, it's not nothing, but mind you, it tells me there's only going to be another 5 minutes of rain, so it could well dry up again towards the end. I don't think it'd be worth pitting for soft tyres, or for slick tyres, dry tyres, if it stops raining in 5 minutes, but we'll see. As now 2.2, the set gap is to Christian then, and of course he's got probably another 2 seconds to Zermacher in the lead as well, but that's not going to stop me. I was quick in the first stint on the wet tyres in the rain, so I'm hoping I'll be quick now. I've just got to absolutely push hard. So I have to look at the fuel then, so plus 2 laps. I'm only on stand at the moment, but I've still got 2 laps spare fuel in 5 laps left of the race, so plenty of fuel left to go. I can do this. Depends really. I reckon I can, but I think it depends really, doesn't it? I'm not too sure, but 2.5, so he's managed to pull the gap out slightly from me there. But that's okay. I'm hoping they'll make mistakes or just not be as quick as me. He's been pushing very, very hard, so 2.5 seconds the gap was. And it looks like actually it looks visually closer already, doesn't it? Look at that, they've bunched up a lot. Hopefully they'll start slowing each other down a little bit. As I now come through the final chicane. Let's come to the line as I've got some curves there. Don't dare use it around the final corner though, just in case I spin. Don't want to wheel spin. That's 2.4, so just a tenth. So look at that though, they're battling ahead. Look on the new map, they're now looking ahead. I don't think they were side by side quite, but they were certainly battling, so that should hopefully they should be slowing each other down as long as they're not falling too far back from Zomaka. Otherwise then I will be in trouble. As I now round this third corner of the track. Going to the end of the first sector then, and it's 2.3, so another tenth. A tenth of sector, I'll be pretty happy. Well, that'll be 3/10 per lap, so probably not quite enough. I need to get a bit more than that if I can. As once again, they're battling there, slowing each other down nicely. That's what I like to see. And need to be pushing her very hard now on Rich. So I've decided to flip to Rich to try and close the gap. And as I think, what was it, last race? Yeah, last race. When I said that in hindsight I wish I'd gone to Rich for a little bit longer, even if it made me go -1 in this race. I don't think it's quite the same, but certainly I've gone to Rich sooner than I perhaps would have done originally, just to try and close the gap. This is now 1.9, so someone's gone out wide there. That looks like Victor. Victor in the Force India has made a big mistake. They've gone right out into the gravel, so that's allowed me up into third place, so that's the podium position for me, provided I don't make a similar mistake. That's me up into the podium spots, as I'm now very close indeed. Behind Christian. Well, not very close indeed, but I'm closer than I was at least. So I gained half a second more or less, didn't I, in the middle sector. And what's going to be is across the line, 1.7, so yes indeed. What was it when we started the lap? 2.3 was it, I think? More or less, so I've gained, well, I'll call it 6/10 across the whole lap, so that's good. 1.7 seconds now, so not far at all. I will start to get the slipstream effect probably around 1 second, so another 7/10, and I should close even more. I get a bit on the grass there, but didn't really cost me any time. No, I've got away with it. I'm still on Rich now, just desperately trying to close the gap down up to 2 seconds. So he's had a fantastic first sector there, Christian. Unless he got DRS, I guess, on Zomaka. That would explain that, but look how close they are now, so hopefully they'll start battling. That would be a good plan. That's 29 of 33, so 4 laps left to go of this race. I'm still absolutely in the chance of winning this. What a race it's been so far. At one point I was 18 seconds off the lead, but weather and the safety car intervened. And some good racing since then has seen me come up to this far, and frankly bad strategy choices, fantastic on-track racing has seen me close the gap in still 2 seconds at the moment, so only one standard though, but still 2 seconds, so I need to try and close that down. If he manages to maintain the gap, I'm in trouble. Hopefully now he'll catch up with Zomaka and start slowing down, or at least start battling with him. That would be good. Coming to the final sector now then, or final chicane rather, as I've still got half my cars left. So he's a little bit before the final corner, and I use it all the way around the final corner this time, so gaining confidence around there. And I'm actually on Rich now as well, as Christian will get DRS to 1.7, so I'm actually getting 3/10 in that final sector, so back down to 1.7. So at least I cut my losses there. My pace was bang on, so that was Christian's pace, rather than my pace varying. As I come around the first corner now then, they're not quite battling yet, but they're very close indeed, slowing each other down nicely hopefully. So you can see the reflection of the track now. I think it stopped raining though. Can't see any raindrops. I believe it has stopped raining on track, as I'm now on Rich once again. It's back out to 2 seconds, so Christian has a fantastic goal. He must have had DRS that lap though, that's probably why, or hopefully why at least. But he's managed to pull it back out to 2 seconds, so if this pattern continues, I will be stuck to third. It's a 5-second gap for Victor now though, so unless I make a big mistake like he did, I should be okay. Let's look how close they are now, so hopefully they will start slowing each other up any second. As you can see how hard I'm pushing now. Of course, I've got to be a little bit cautious if I bin it in the gravel, or even just have a lot of oversteer. That's going to be it for me. Dreams of win over, so stay consistent, hope they make a mistake, but also push hard. 4,000's up, so consistent I certainly am at the moment. We're back down to 1.7, so hopefully I can gain another few tenths in the final sector, and they look visually closer. So come on, lap 30 of 33, so at the end of this lap, we will have 3 laps left to race. So it's going to go down to the wire, this one, isn't it? As I take a couple of stabs at the corner, not wanting to cut it too much, if I can help it, or not at all if I can help it. As I'm now gone down to optimal, but that's okay. I've probably got still 1 lap to spare of fuel, effectively. 1.4, so yes, another 3/10. I'm a tenth of my previous, so I'm remaining pretty consistent as they're battling a little bit ahead. So 1.4 seconds it is. Very, very close. Come on, I need to have a good first sector. Hopefully, well, mind you, must have had DRS, but hopefully they can't pull out any sort of gap in me in the first sector like they have done previously. Let's see. So I've had a good third corner, as I use a bit of curves there now then. I've got back to standard fuel for the moment. 2.5 tenths up, so yes, fantastic first sector. 1.4 it is now. I think that's what it was that we crossed the line, but that's still a big improvement of what it was last time. As Christian does it inside of Zomaka then. Christian's gone for it. And looks like that's been a pretty clean move, yeah, pretty clean, but they have slowed each other down a little bit there. Of course, Christian compromised his line. He always made that move, but there we go. Christian's made the move stick, so nice move from him there, but Zomaka's still very close behind. Look how close he is. Need him to continue battering, but that's still allowed me a little bit closer. As look how close he is now in the slipstream. Does he ever go up the inside? I would like him to. He has a look, but no, decides against it. So I'm a 10th up still, so 9/10 now, so under a second. Look how close they are. Oh, Christian has them over here. Oh, so do I though. So that's leveled that playing field, unfortunately, but I'm now on standard. So look how close Zermacher is. Couldn't be close if he tried. So look how close this is now. This is now absolutely a three-way battle for the lead of the race, for the win of the race. 31, so 2 laps left after this lap, which is just about to finish. Using my cursor on the final corners. Oh, Zermacher gets some oversteer there. Zermacher must have got some wheel spin and some oversteer there and had to get on the brakes to correct it. So it sounds a bit weird, but that's a part of this game. If you haven't seen too many videos of this game, you get on the brakes and it auto-corrects your oversteer, unfortunately. But that has allowed me past. That's given me second place and only 7/10 down on Christian then. I don't know what I'm saying about DRS last couple of laps. Of course, you don't get DRS in the wet. I was on about the slipstream effect then. Let's convert it to that. So of course, I didn't get DRS. Oh no, I've run out wide, but I think I've just about got away with it. So it cost me time, but yeah, 10th and a half. It's cost me on my previous lap. It cost me about the same on Christian. So he's now 9/10, so he's a little bit ahead, but still going to push, try and make it a reality. He's got a bit on the curb then, ran right out wide. Look at that. Think about to lock his rears. That's going to allow me right up closer again. So in his slipstream nicely. So I'm still probably at least half a second. So I need to still push, and oh, he's went a bit wide again. No, not too bad though. It's probably 4/10 now, I would say. Let's come on this fast corner. So we've still got this lap and the next lap. So this is the penultimate lap. So I need to try and stay close. 6/10 it is now to Christian, so not far at all. Only 7/10 to Zermacher, so he's still keeping in touch more or less. As I now come around the final sector, very close indeed to Christian. Look at this. Oh, was I getting a bit of oversteer there though, but I've managed to recover it. And coming now into the final chicane. Need to nail this. Oh, as he gets a bit of oversteer there. That's allowing me to close right up. Look how close I am now. Absolutely close. Oh, was it getting a bit of oversteer though? And that's, look at that. Constantly correcting it around the final corner. That's slowing me down a little bit, but I'm still nice and close. I'm on Rich now then. Gaining on nicely, 3/10. I'm using actually about half my curves and hope to get up to him, but I think he must have done the same. Use some curves. So we now break into the first corner. Don't want to hit him. Don't want to hit him. I've managed it. Of course, last race, it was on the last lap I hit him off. We've got a 20-second penalty for it, so I do not want to do that this race. I won't be doing a banzai move, but I need to just hopefully get up to him. Oh, I have to ease off the throttle there. It was looking good, but then I got into his dirty air and ended up running a bit wider than I intended. But I'm a 10th up again, so only 4/10, so 1.5 to Zermacher now, so not too worried about him really. He's fallen back enough, but 4/10 between us. Does he make the same mistake in this corner? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I think he must have locked his tyres mid-corner. So that's allowing me to get even closer. Look at this. Must be about 2/10 or 1/10 now. Fantastically close. Final lap of the race. I'm so close to the leader. Come on. Look how close this is. Less than a 10th. It must be now around this very fast corner. That's going to be in his dirty air, but I've managed to get a better exit than him on the curves then, on the rich fuel. He's diving up the inside. I can use all my curves right alongside him. I'm ahead of him now at the moment. And he's managed to outbrake me into this corner, but oh no, he's locked his wheels. Well, good for me, but he's managed to lock his wheels there. In hindsight, I can tell you that he locked both of his front wheels. He tried to brake later than me, locked both of his front wheels and ran wide. And in my head, I was trying to, of course, outbrake him, run on the outside, but when I saw him braking later, I decided to get a little bit heavier on the brakes, trying to undercut him, but that possibly would have worked, but we'll never know. But he locked his brakes. He's now down in 3rd position, ran right out wide. That gives Zermacher the 2nd place, and that gives me the win. Fantastic race from start to finish, non-stop action, as we now skip to quickly Barcelona. You can see there, final lap of the race. We'd actually a lap down, but effectively the final lap. And he's on dry tyres there. You can see, so it was absolutely ready for dries towards the end there, so we had virtually no grip. So he was very quick towards the end on dries. But there we go. Race win for me. Absolutely fantastic race. I tell you, I was absolutely buzzing after that race. Could not believe it. Absolutely amazing. You couldn't write that. You really couldn't. I mean, wet, then dry at the end, and a safety car in the middle just to spice it up. And I also get a fastest lap of the race. So absolutely fantastic race. As I said, if you enjoyed that as well, please do share it. I think we should get more eyes on this race. It was, well, I personally enjoyed it. I might have overhyped it. You might not think it was that great, but it was, yes, for me, it was one of the best races I've ever seen. And the fact that I've raced in it makes me all the more happy. Anyway then, championship standards. That's also hot at the championship rather a lot. I'm now 2 points behind Jerome Honage. He was about, I think it was about 70 points behind before this race, but of course with his 5th place, with a strategy mistake, and my race win, I'm now only 2 points behind him. And Christian, I've also managed to overtake him again, but he's 6 points behind me, so it's very close indeed for the championship now. Zermacher still a little way back, 28 points behind Christian there, but still pretty close, at least between the top 3. It's very close indeed for the championship now, so looking forward to the next race. I have mentioned before, next weekend in Monaco, we're going to do a Monaco weekend special, so we'll have the track guide on Friday. We'll have possibly just a career race on Saturday. On Sunday, we'll have a quick race. I'll do one of my races where I start from the back of the grid and see how far up and get up. And of course, then the league race as well will be at Monaco, and that'll probably be live next Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's all going to be go next weekend. So looking forward to that. So as I said, spread the word if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.